Hello and welcome to Failsafe Fitness Golf Show. My name is Michael Joshua. I am the host and owner of Failsafe Fitness Golf Performance. Welcome to the show. New year, new show. I talked a lot about golf last year if you were listening. So this year we decided to change it. There's no one else on the podcast side of things doing this in the UK as far as I am aware. So here I am. I am a fully qualified personal trainer, nutrition and weight management specialist, massage therapist, and golf performance coach. Adding all those things together, over the next year or so, we're going to be dishing out some fitness tips, some nutrition tips, and some golf tips, as well as guiding you towards equipment and training aids that are going to help you break through the barriers holding you back in terms of scoring on the golf course. Mentally, physically, and training wise, we are going to make you the best golfer you've ever been in 2024. So welcome to the show. A little bit about me and my services. Obviously, I have been in the industry of strength and conditioning and personal training, which is something that the golf world has embraced since the dawn of Tiger Woods. And probably over the last decade or so, being fit and healthy away from the course is just as important as being able to drive a ball 300 yards on course. If you're not looking after your body away from the course, then on course performance tends to struggle. So here I am. I'm going to offer my expert knowledge in strength and conditioning and personal training, as well as nutrition and weight management, give you some hints, tips, and hopefully guide you in the right direction over the next year to you being the best golfer you can be. So let's crack into it, shall we? First fitness tip I'm going to give you, and it's a fitness tip I dished out quite a bit over the last year or so, and to every single one of my clients, is go grab yourself a kettlebell and get some kettlebell swings in. So kettlebell swings require a shift in weight, whether you do them side to side or whether you do them the forward kettlebell way, sort of Russian or American. You are required to time that swing, and being able to swing that weight forward and back or pendulum across you is the good one for the golfers, left to right, right to left. Being able to time that also helps you time your golf swing. So kettlebell swings for me are one of the main components of my training regime for all of my golfers, and I recommend my first fitness tip is to go and get yourself a kettlebell, 4, 6, 8, 10 kilos to start off with before you jump to higher ones, and learn how to control and how to swing that kettlebell. If you can swing that kettlebell, 15, 20 times consecutively without stopping, then you probably need to go up another 2 or 3 kilos. But being able to time those swings, you're going to build some core strength, you're going to build some leg strength, you're going to build some timing, which are all key things in the golf swing. So my first fitness tip of 2024 is kettlebells. Go and buy yourself a decent sized kettlebell that's going to give you 8 to 10 swings that you can do consistently and build from 10 swings up to about 20 to 25 swings. And once you get to 20, 25 swings, that's when you need to move on to the next level of kettlebell. And by the time you've got to that next level, you will have built some great core strength. You will have built some great leg strength. You would have built some great timing with your body, with the movement, with the side to side lateral swing and the normal American and Russian kettlebell swings that will give you the timing, give you the fitness, and give you the coordination to help you hit a golf ball longer and straighter. And trust me, it happens. This show obviously isn't just going to be about fitness and isn't just going to be about the nutrition side of things. We're also going to talk a little bit about what's going on in the world of golf. Obviously, DP World Tour and the LPGA are on hiatus at the minute until I think the second week of Jan. So, PGA Tour obviously has gone to Century, Hawaii, the Tournament of Champions. And on just before that, the Player of the Year was announced. So PGA Player of the Year was Scotty Scheffler, world number one. Um, there were a few rumblings from what I've seen. This has come from sort of bunkered website. Is that there are a few golfers. Uh, John Ram or Scotty Scheffler should be world number one. Should be Player of the Year, and in my mind, I'm convinced it's John Rahm. But because John Rahm has defected to Live, they couldn't vote a Live player as PGA Tour Player of the Year. I think more out of spite than anything else. So Scheffler scooped the accolade for the second consecutive year. But also the other person that I thought had a shot at being Player of the Year was Victor Hovland. You know, Scotty Scheffler only won twice last year. Ram won 4 times, including the Masters. And of course, Rory had a really good season. And so did Victor Hovland. Hovland scooped up, the end of year big prize money to win. I think he won just over $30 million last year with that. So, it's a difficult one. I think that the difficulties between Liv and the PGA Tour are going to continue, and with the obvious pressures of Liv taking the world number 3 John Rahm into its books for $400 million or so, kind of left sour taste in the mouth after the Ryder Cup. And my personal opinion on that is I think Liv have done wrong. I think the framework agreement that was kind of in place from June, they weren't going to steal each other's steal each other's players, etc. And then they've come in and Ram has gone to Liv for 400 million. He's the world number 3. He's definitely the best player in the world last year, my opinion, and a few other people's opinion on the PGA Tour. And with the no frame with the other groups that are interested in buying the PGA Tour, I think Liv felt a little bit sort of shunted out to one side, and decided to breach their own rules in the framework agreement by not going after players, and were upset. And being able to tempt someone with a lot of money, I don't think is a big thing. I think money's great, but it's ruining the PGA Tour. And from comments from the likes of Colin Morikawa this week as well, who turned around and said, 2-time major champion, turned around and said, at this point, I think a deal just needs to be made and we all need to get back to playing golf. um, the warring factions between Liv, the PIF, and the PGA Tour, the guys don't want to know. I think a lot of the PGA Tour players don't care what anybody else. If they want to go and take the money, then fair play to them. But I think a lot of the guys outside the top 50, especially the ones sort of 70 and above to probably into the top 250, feel like that they decided to stay on the PGA Tour even though they were probably offered an opportunity to go to Live, and they're not seeing that being paid off. And one part of that, of course, is Rory quit being head of the policy board, which I think is the first time a player has quit the policy board before their tenure was officially up. And I think the whole thing with Liv and whatever, it's upset him. Losing Ram, knowing that he might not ever play another Ryder Cup, is hard, especially for the European team. And I think a lot of the players 70 and above are being hard done by, because we all know this year that the PGA Tour is going to be putting on 9 events that are $20 million, but it's 70 players, no cuts. So they're guaranteeing the top 70 players a chance at winning a share of $20 million, which is the same prize money on offer in live events. No cuts as well. That doesn't benefit the sport, in my opinion. Doesn't benefit any players. It's just making the rich part of the PGA Tour richer, and that's horrible. I think that's really horrible. I don't see the future in that. I think you should be rewarding the guys 17 above, not 17 below, because the 17 below are the best players in the world. They've got the best contracts. They've got great sponsorship deals. They're the ones that are always going to land on their feet in terms of money. But the guy in 220th place on the PGA Tour, who's like 30th alternate at most events, isn't going to get a free ride. The top 70 are probably going to get a free ride, doesn't matter where they play. And I think that's what really upsets me at the minute in the state of golf. But hey, it is what it is. Other news in terms of live, of course, is that Bryson DeChambeau did a podcast. I will try and link that in the description of the show. Go listen to it. I think it was with Grant Horvath from Good. I've caught clips of it, but I haven't quite listened to all of it. But he was saying that one of the reasons why he went to live was because PGA Tour had such a stranglehold on their ability to do stuff away from the golf course. So they couldn't film other professional players, or even indeed film themselves playing golf, because the PGA Tour were fining them and frowned upon it, and almost like they're individual players, but their likenesses and their presence in any media whatsoever was owned by the PGA Tour. And you can't grow a sport if players and companies aren't allowed to show off their talent. And I think that's quite disgusting. I think the PGA Tour, I think Phil Mickelson said something about they wanted $1 million for his PGA win. He wanted to put some stuff out on social media, and the PGA Tour wanted $1 million off him for that footage. And it's you playing golf. If I went out and filmed anywhere on the planet, I own that footage. And I think just because someone else is owning that footage, I don't think you should be forced to pay a stupendous amount of money to show off what you've done. But if the PGA Tour want to do that, then great. And just going on about that, the player index program, which was set up by the PGA Tour, so there's $100 million on offer. So, players that make an impact. The Player Impact Program, I think it was called PIP. Tiger Woods finished second. Tiger Woods, who played, as far as I'm aware, played just 6 rounds of golf on the PGA Tour in 2023, picked up $12 million. And straight out the bat in 2024, I'm going to say this out loud and have my stance clarified on this. Tiger Woods, for me, is almost irrelevant to golf now. He may win another game, another tournament. He may even win another major. But he's part of the old guard now. He's 48 years of age. He's been a massive name in the sport for 30 years, close to 30 years. But he's irrelevant in terms of golf. He may draw huge crowds, and the TV coverage wherever he goes is always spoilt by his presence. I'm saying this out loud because this is what I believe to be true, is that I don't want to watch a 48-year-old man 3-putt for bogey or double bogey and struggle to walk around a golf course. I want to see Victor Hovland and John Rahm, Patrick Cantlay, Colin Morikawa, Max Homa. I want to see those guys, the young, fit professionals who are trying to live up to Tiger's standards, but are always being outshone by a guy who will probably compete maybe for top 20s for the rest of his career and might even sneak a win if he chooses his tournaments and has a good week. He's not the future of golf. He's the past of golf now. And Tiger's $12 million for player impact program. What impact? He played 6 rounds of golf last year on the PGA Tour. Disgusting. The PGA Tour seem like they want to just keep the top 50 in the PGA Tour. But clearly that doesn't work because we've already had Koepka, Ram, Sergio Garcia, not Patrick Cantlay, Bubba Watson, Harold Varner, and now John Ram go. Money doesn't mean anything to the top 50. They have enough money to last them the rest of their lifetimes. Prestige is obviously going to be a big thing. But I think the PGA Tour need to pull their head out their ass. Stop thinking that there's a problem with golf courses and the length of them. I think if they just set golf courses up correctly, then people just want to watch good golf. They want to watch interesting golf. And I'd rather watch someone shoot 11, 12, 13 under than shoot 2 and 3 over and win at 10 over. These are the best players in the world. They're going to find a way to get around the new ball regs when they come out. And taking 10 yards off someone who hits it 350 doesn't really matter. It's a stupid idea. So, there's a lot wrong with the PGA Tour. There's a lot got to be sorted out. There's a lot wrong with LIV, and that's the reason why they don't have OWGR points. We'll get into that later down the line. But that's been the news that's come out, is that a lot of the players seem fed up with what's going on between LIV and the PGA Tour. It's either the PGA Tour continues to be what it is and gets bought by the consortium, or PIF basically own both tours and prop it up with their $650 billion that they've got available. And, PGA Tour is a non-profit organization and they're going to be now for profit. And a few sponsors have already said they're not interested, I think, in a deal with the Saudis. And a couple of big sponsors and big events are having their last events this year because of that fact. And I know the world landscape and, current world crisis in terms of inflation and cost of living, it does have an effect. But I think what the PGA Tour has failed to do is communicate correctly to the fans and definitely to the players on what their intentions are. Are they going to stop being a non-profit and become a for-profit company and try to offer everything that they can to the players? And again, they are doing that, but they're only offering it to the top 50 or top 70. 9 events are going to be $20 million. Tiger Woods takes $12 million for playing 6 rounds of golf. That's just not fair. I think there are plenty of people down that line, even in the top 100 to 200, deserve that money more than Tiger Woods. A billionaire doesn't need another $1 million. People are going to hate me for this statement, but that's what I think. And that's pretty much the news for this week. They'll be moving on from one area in Hawaii to the other. Sony Open coming that next week as well. So it'll be interesting to see if anything comes out of Hawaii after that, because we all know John Ram has been at Sentry trying to get friends to join him at LIV, which no one's interested because John has become the 15th team at LIV. When LIV before Christmas were advertising 3 spots, when actually there were 6, which is another reason why LIV don't have official World Golf Ranking points, because even they don't know what their rules are or how many teams they've got or how many spots they've got available. It's going to be a very interesting year for golf. I still don't think LIV are going to get OWGR points, and clearly Ram is having more difficulty convincing his friends to go to LIV because they don't want to lose out on PGA Tour status etc., etc. We shall see. And that's been pretty much the news for this week. Looking at your golf games then, things that can improve your game instantly. Now, I'm not a man for spending a stupid amount of money on training aids. I really am. I've spent some daft money on training aids. But there are two training aids this week, and you'll be able to pick both of them up for less than £40. And this £40 is going to last for as long as you don't wear them out. So the first one is a Pure to Improve putting mat. So it's a 80 centimeter by 237 centimeter putting mat. It has a very clear central line and a little hole at the end, so you can actually check your start line. Down this center line, if the ball doesn't roll down that center line, it means you're starting your putts offline. So it's a great little training aid. And obviously it's got a 4 foot and a 6 foot putting mat. So it's an 8 foot mat, and I think it's 7 feet, but you have a 4 feet and a 6 feet gap. So you can practice those putts and you can start that start line. It's $29.99. It's available from Just Golf Online. The link is in the description of this podcast. Go check it out. One of the best things you can do for your putting in 2024 is pick one of these mats up at almost half price. And then also to go with that, there is a Putt to Improve cup. So it's a curved design. We've all seen these. They've got a little hole in the middle, so when the ball stays in that hole, it will register as a perfect putt. And obviously, when you hit your putts, when you hold the putts, however far the ball rolls back signifies how far the ball would have rolled past if you had missed the putt. So it's a very interesting thing, and obviously that can be used with your mat, and that is literally just it's less than £7 off eBay. So for less than £40, you can buy these things. You can use these things and use the two drills the drill I've just showed you about your start line, and learn from how far that ball's rolling back from your cup, and you will learn your pace and your start line control. And I think for £40 in total, they are the best training aids you will buy in 2024 to improve your putting. Links are in the description. Let me know how you get on. Also as well, tip for your putting whilst you're waiting for your mat to come. Now this is a little drill that I did with a lot of my clients last year who were struggling for pace and struggling for start line. So we took 4 golf balls, we ignored all the holes on the green. You can do this at home in your living room, your bedroom, wherever you've got 6 to 10 feet of space, you can do this. So you take 4 golf balls of the same brand and model, you put one with your eyes shut. So just put it down your hallway, put it down your landing, put it down your bedroom or living room, put it with your eyes shut. Then take the other 3 balls and put to that ball. Because you're not used to putting with your eyes closed, you can't judge that pace. Now with your eyes open, you're going to use the other 3 balls and you're going to put those 3 balls to that ball. And believe me, after doing this for a couple of weeks, your pace, your start line, and the holes on the golf course will start to look a lot bigger because you're aiming at a target that's about a third the size of a cup. So you can do that while you wait for your put out mat and hole, and trust me, it'll be a fantastic addition and a little drill. So if you're struggling for your pace putting, you're struggling for start line, this is a perfect drill. 4 balls, put one with your eyes shut and put the other 3 to it. It will improve your putting almost instantly. Do it at least 3 times a week for 10 or 15 minutes, so 30 minutes a week, and you will, whether it be before you play around or at home, and you will definitely improve your putting. Getting into the final part of the show, then, the nutrition side of it. So we've had your exercise. Go and get yourself a kettlebell. Do yourself some kettlebell swings, whether they be lateral or normal kettlebell swings. That'll get you fit. I've talked about what I think what's going on the PGA Tour this week, and of course your training aid and a little putting aid. So what we're going to talk about now is nutrition. Now, people don't think golf should be about nutrition, but drinking 5 beers on course isn't really going to help your mindset, because we have the no fear. And I know from personal experience, if I have a drink on a golf course or drink too much on a golf course, I actually play a lot worse. And I need to pee a lot. So that's, yeah. But the nutritional side of golf, I've said to a lot of my clients, is try and keep something that's got some protein in and some carbs. So something like a chicken sandwich, and picking up some protein bars of some kind. So halfway through your round, taking on board 15, 20 grams of protein is going to help keep the body full of energy and help you recover from the last 9 holes and move on to the back 9. And if you don't do this, a lot of my clients last year, who aren't young people, I've got to admit, a lot of them were 50 plus. They struggle to get around 18 holes, but they still do. Said by the time 12 or 13 holes comes around, they're very tired. I said, well, you need to eat something on the way round. Keep some snacks, some nuts, things like that in your bag. We'll be discussing a few things, and I'll be dishing out a few recipes on my website that you can make to put in your bag. But nutritional products, something like, protein flapjacks, things like that. You can get those from the likes of Tesco, do the Cymax ones, or Asda do Cymax ones. Things like that. Grenade bars are a great source of energy and protein that you can stick in your bag. So yeah, please, as we go through this year, I'll be giving you some tips and giving you some things. But a nice protein bar, or a chicken sandwich, some nuts, maybe even a Mars is great to have, and definitely some BCAA drinks, little powders that you can put in your water, are fantastic to keep you topped up and hydrated, rather than the beers that I know you all prefer. But yeah, nutrition is a big part of golf, and you should really consider, if you're going out, whether you're going out for 18 holes or 36 holes or 9 holes, having something in your bag just to keep you ticking along can have a massive performance, not just on you physically, but mentally. If you're hungry come 12 holes and you've still got 7 holes to get round, that can play mentally, can put you in the wrong state of mind to be playing golf. And it can have a massive effect on your scores, especially if you're trying to improve your game, because you're not concentrating on playing golf. You're thinking, I really need a sandwich or a meal or something at the end of this. And it detracts from what you're concentrating on. Being present whilst you're playing golf is as important as actually having the ability to play golf. Because as soon as you switch off, you start to hit top, shank, slice, 3-putt. We've all been there. And, not being hungry on the golf course, I'm hopefully going to give you a few tips over the next few weeks that are going to stop that completely. So yeah, that's pretty much it for this week. If you are looking for any coaching, nutrition, or fitness advice, it doesn't have to be golf related, but it can be. If you want to improve your game in 2024, all the links are in the description. Please like, subscribe, and share. I'm going to be controversial this year. I'm going to hate on Tiger Woods. I'm sorry, but I am. I'm going to tell it as it is. I'm going to bring you the news stories and my opinions on those stories. I think John Ram should definitely have been voted Player of the Year for 2023. I don't think Tiger Woods deserves 12 million in PIP money because he played 6 rounds of golf last year. And I certainly believe that the players on the PGA Tour should be allowed to do more to promote golf other than just play it. Whereas the likes of Bryson DeChambeau, etc., on YouTube are doing that at Live. And I think there's got to be some compromises made. And I certainly think the 70 and above players on the PGA Tour deserve more than the crap that they're getting now, because they're not getting a share of $20 million. They're getting shoved to an event that's got less than $2 million in prize money. That's not fair for the guys that stayed. And clearly the rich ones that are being offered the big bucks from Live are going to go if they want to go anyway. Those are my opinions. I'm going to run with them for this week. If you've got any opinions on this, hit me up on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and WhatsApp. And if you've got any questions for the show, if you want any golf tips, is there anything that you're struggling with, fitness-wise, physically, even the mental side of the golf game, and of course, if there's any tips that you want me to put out there into the world, let me know. Failsafefitness@hotmail.com is the way you get into the show. Just put tips, fitness, nutrition as the subject line, and I will get back to you as quick as I can. And also, after about 10 episodes or so, I will do a Your Questions Answered. So if I don't get back to you, it means I've kept your question or keep your questions in a big pool, and we'll go through them, probably the top 3 from each every 10 or so weeks. And we will discuss what you folks out there want to learn or want to know about golf and fitness. Thank you very much for listening. Please like, subscribe, and share. Share with your friends. And obviously, go to the website. There are some fantastic deals on offer throughout January. And hope to see you on the course and improve your golf very, very soon. Have a great week, everybody, and we'll see you next week. Bye-bye.